turned on.
Well, I thought it did. The red light came on.
There it is. Okay, I've got 5:01, and we will get started. Wall stand. Dennis, would you like to say the pledge?
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let the record show that Dennis Ashworth, Mark Ross, Brian Thompson, and Randy Troutwine are all present in person. Missy Hall is absent this evening. Okay, do we have any recognitions?
No recognitions this evening.
Okay, presentations.
Mr. Eakers. Jason, what's your official title again? Conservation Supervisor?
Yeah. I just been going to public meetings and talking to people, trying to get the word out. With the West Virginia Conservation Agency and the Guyan, we've been working together doing a flood mitigation study. And they had a meeting at Creekside about a month ago, and we tried to get stakeholders, meaning the sheriff, the assessor, anybody elected. And I don't know if Dennis was there or not. Were you there, Dennis? At the Creekside? I can't remember.
I went and I had surgery on the 29th of June.
Anyway, we've been working on this for the past 6 months, and what it is, it's just a study. And in order to do anything about the flash flooding in the county, we have to have this study done, which I won't get into all the details because it's kind of boring, but they got a lot of money from the state to do this study, and they're going through, and what they're working on is they're looking at ways to try to help flash flooding. They're not going to go in and build a new lake like Beach Fork or East Lynn, but they have talked about check dams. They've talked about different ways of catching trash, because we know that that's been a big problem with 12-pole and stopping up drainage. So they're looking at many different ways of trying to make flash flooding better for Wayne County. And the reason it's important to tell everybody is because if you've got an area, or if you've got a neighbor, if you've got anybody interested in coming to these meetings, if you've got a place that is a problem that they don't know about, we want to hear about it now versus once the study's done. We actually got them an extension on the study. It was actually supposed to end last month, and now we're trying to get it to go through November, because everybody knows Wayne County's size, and everybody knows how many small creeks and how many small places other than just 12-pole that has flooding problems. And they're wanting to try to do this study, and then we've got to, once we get the study done, it has to be done before they can ask for money to try to get something done about it. So right now we're just in a planning process, but there's still a lot of people that don't know about it. And we're trying to get the word out, because if you do have an area, or if you do know somebody that's had flooding problems or issues, then now's the time they contact me, then contact the district office on Guyan. It helps to have a GPS or an address with a good description so that they can find it. They went over this in the meeting. They went over several different locations. It was actually on the news, but they went over this map of where all the locations were that they've already looked at. And a lot of these locations is locations that has been turned into us over the past 10 years for blockages, or maybe FEMA. We've had our EMS director, he's involved with us. So I just wanted to make sure that I reach out to everybody that I can, and this is just part of the gig, is trying to figure out who knows what and who can help spread the word. So if you've got anything that you have a concern about or anything like that, I'd really like to have, your all's representation at the meeting, or, at least tell people about it.
When is the next meeting?
The next meeting has not been scheduled. I actually was reading my email earlier, and she did say that we got the extension through November. It's not even been released yet. But what we're doing is, we had one at the Farm Bureau, then we had one at Creekside, and I tried to advertise that on Facebook, try to get, social media to, well, actually, you helped with it too, didn't you? You helped us promote it. But that's why it's important, because the only way people's going to know about us is if we tell them. So as soon as that's released, I'll be sharing it on my Facebook.
What
Will there be
about
more information at Farm Bureau?
Yes.
Yeah, can you maybe give us the contact information, a telephone
Sure,
number,
sure.
or
It's,
something
it's
to call?
Guyan Conservation District, 304-528-5718. And if somebody comes along that wants to reach out to them, all they have to do is say, I've just got an area here that I'd like to let you all know about, so that they can pass it on to Friesen Nichols, which is the engineering firm.
And
That's
if you want us to put anything out for you as far as getting the word out, as far as social media, we'll be glad
That's
to
what I
do
was
that.
going to ask next. If when we get that next meeting, we had several people show up, but not like we wanted.
Yeah.
And when I do that, I'll reach out to Todd, and if y'all can share it, I'd appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other presentations this evening?
No other presentations.
Okay, next, good news.
Good news, we had the Empowerment Collaborative signing down at Marshall University with President Brad Smith, and that was reported by the newspaper today. So we're excited about that project starting. It's going to officially start with students second semester, but the work with teachers is going to begin first semester out at Buffalo Middle School. So we're excited about that. And then we had a young man graduate from Wayne High School several years ago by the name of Chase Thompson. And Chase is currently attending Stanford. And he has reached out, and he is going, he's offering to do some college presentations for students about pathways for attending major universities. He got involved with something called the STARS College Advisor Program. And he's kind of a spokesperson for them now, and nothing official, but in his role, some of these larger colleges are wanting to recruit students from Appalachia, and we're going to bring Chase in, and he's going to do some presentations at our high schools to let students know about the monies that are there and scholarships that they could possibly access. And so he's got to go back to California in early September. So we're going to do that probably the last week of August. So I was very appreciative of Chase for reaching out and offering his services for getting the word out about that program. The STARS College Advisor Program is also talking with us directly to see if they can become a permanent partner with the school system. So we're going through that process now.
I just think that'd be terrific, because a lot of times well, I'm going back a lot of decades, but you don't really realize all the opportunities that are out there.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, informational items. Sure the students know this. School starts Thursday, August 13. We have a regular board meeting on Tuesday, August 25 at 5 p.m. Where we're at right now in the board conference room in Wayne. Okay, construction project updates.
Yeah, so I gave you a handout, and it's the bus loop at Buffalo Middle School if you don't recognize it. So we've been working over the last week, and Mike Hart's here. Mike's been involved in those meetings. We've been working at trying to devise the best plan for traffic when school opens on Thursday. And it's difficult to see on this map, but there is a construction fence. If you look at the very top of your page, I've got a line drawn to where the construction fence is. That construction fence was originally halfway. It originally cut the entry road in from Buffalo Creek Road in half all the way to the school. And we asked them to move that back because we have to have both an entry and exit for traffic. So they moved it back, and you can see where I've drawn in the line of where the fence currently exists. Now, the challenge is we're going to lose that circle. We're going to lose that bus loop. So last year, the loop that you see on the left-hand side of the page, the circle area, that is how buses came in. Buses would make that loop and then back out to Buffalo Creek Road.
Are we going to lose that circle permanently or just temporarily?
Just temporarily.
Okay.
On the right-hand side, the lot that you see there on the right-hand side of the diagram to the right of the circle, that is a gravel area where we put in additional staff parking and created a drive-through there that parents used that separated them from the bus traffic. So the parents would come up and loop around that gravel lot and then right back out towards Buffalo Road. So the only place that the buses and the cars intersected was that short amount of space between Buffalo Creek Road and to where the roads Y. So this year we're going to reverse it. So the parents are going to use the circle because it's limited in turnaround space. So they will come in from Buffalo Creek Road and they will literally just follow the construction fence line up to the face of the school where the fence widens out again a little bit, and there's enough room for a turn there. Now, where I've done the black marker and colored that in, that is now gravel. There's being gravel put down to create a turnaround for parents, and then they will have room enough. There will be 2 lanes there that are created. They'll have room enough to proceed out and right back to Buffalo Creek Road. So it'll be in and out for parents right there. Buses and staff will now use the old parent loop. So that space to the right, buses will come in to that drive and they will make the turn there, and they will use that loop for drop off and then proceed on back out and to Buffalo Creek Road. So basically we've just been able to flip the layout. And so that's what's in planning. The staff parking, we moved over and took some of the laydown area. We worked with the construction company on identifying some other laydown areas that they can use. So the area that I marked over there, staff will come in with the buses or in that same lane as the buses, and then they'll use that spot for parking. And so that's going to be the plan. So in theory, it shouldn't be any worse than traffic normally is in that situation. Because they're still intermixing, but it's the same intermixing spot that has existed for the last several years since we had that.
What you just described way better than what it was there a week ago when that fence was split in the middle of that drive. I thought, how in the world are you going to do that? So that's way better. Yeah, good.
Yeah. So anyway, that's going to be the plan. So I just wanted to share that with you. I think I shared at the last meeting, the civil engineers for the architect, they did the engineering, the surveying of the site, and their surveying disagreed. When Swope came in, when we hired Swope did some surveying, and then the surveys disagree with each other. So Swope believes that there's more dirt that needs to be brought into the site for the construction. So that's what the delay in the start of the project's been. But we're anticipating that they should be breaking ground next week. And then it'll start moving. So we'll keep you updated. And then, go ahead.
Anticipated completion on that job.
It's next, not this, obviously not this November, next November. Okay. So we've got a delay in the start, so that'll be extended out. So I think we'll probably be looking at the end of first semester next year would be the anticipated completion.
Knowing middle school kids, it's going to be an effort to keep them out of that construction area.
Yeah. The second project that we have going on is the flooring project down at Wayne High School. So there's I've sent you some pictures of the concrete work that's going on down there and also the flooring. We had some concerns about air quality that came up with the work on the concrete floors. And of course, there was asbestos work that was done in there prior to this summer. So the health department, the state, the gentleman from the state that worked with the asbestos part of the project, he recommended that we get it tested and just make sure that everything's clear before we proceed. So we're going to delay the start of school at Wayne High School until Monday. We were on a tight timeline for getting the necessary cleaning done with all the work that was going on in the building anyway. With this delay for the testing, there's no way we're going to be ready. And we could possibly get in there by Friday, but I don't want to announce that we're going to go Friday and then have to turn around and announce, no, we need a little bit more time. It's going to be Monday. So we're just going to go Monday, and that'll be a comfortable start time. I've sent you some pictures of the flooring. Both contractors are doing a good job, and it's going to look nice when we're done, but just more work that's got to be done there. And of course, what delayed the start of that project was getting the asbestos removed from the floors and getting the clearances on it. So it's just, as usual, it's been one thing after another, but we'll get started a couple of days late down there. But in the long run, it'll be a good upgrade for the school. That's all I had.
Delegations, I don't think we have any delegations, do we?
No delegations.
Okay, superintendent and directors reports.
A few things I wanted to mention. We have been talking about trying to provide transportation for some of the programs to make sure that all 3 high schools have access. Just to let you know where we've ended up. For the Jumpstart program, we're increasing Tulsa High School's transportation to the Jumpstart program to 5 days a week. So for the past several years, it's been, Greg, remind me, is it 3 days a week? It's been 3 days a week. And with the addition of the industrial maintenance program at Marshall Advanced Manufacturing Center, which is part of the Jumpstart program, we're going to increase that to 5 days a week for Tulsa. And then, of course, that Jumpstart program is sponsored by Mount West. And the Marshall Advanced Manufacturing Center, since it's part of that Jumpstart program, is also sponsored by Mount West and, of course, the manufacturing center itself. We have 7 registered, and there's an informational meeting that Mr. Miller is leading that's going to be held tomorrow afternoon for them to talk to the folks about the industrial maintenance program to see if we have interest. We had interest from both Spring Valley students and Wayne High School students. Did we have any from Tulsa registered?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got interest from all 3 schools. So we'll provide transportation from that program if the students decide to follow through and register there. The fire service class is going to be offered at both Spring Valley and Wayne High School. Spring Valley in the morning hours, Wayne High School in the afternoon. And we have arranged for transportation to be provided from Tulsa to Wayne High School so that the Tulsa students can participate in that program. The EMT program sponsored by, and the fire service class is sponsored by the Public Service Training Office. Mount West is also adding an EMT class for us. Of course, that'll be at Spring Valley High School. And then there's thoughts of expanding that during second semester, maybe making some opportunities available for students at the other schools. So that's where we are on all the movement there. A couple other things I wanted to mention. Channel 8 was here today. They were doing a story on the beginning of school, and they wanted to do a story on Dunlow and Genoa students transferring out to the other elementary schools now that the schools are closed. So we have approximately 40 that are going to be attending Wayne Elementary School. Approximately 30 students are going to be down at Crum Pre-K through 8. And then we're looking at around 10 each at East Lynn Elementary, and just a few less. I think it was like 8 will be going to Fort Gay Pre-K through 8. So they were in town today. So that should be on the news tonight. And then the final thing I want to mention, I received an email a few days ago, and President Trump has sent out a letter to all of the school districts to share with students on their return to school, welcoming them back to school. I provided you a copy of that letter. That letter will be emailed to students and shared on our social media on the first day of school. And that's all the reports I have.
Okay. We do not have any board directives or board reports. I don't believe there's any unfinished business, is there?
No, I did want to mention, I know there was an article in the paper today about the investigation that's been going on with law enforcement and the former citizen coach here at Wayne County Schools. And I know there's been a lot of social media attention to that and questions and concerns. And while there are questions and concerns, we also understand that students and families that are directly impacted by that investigation did not choose for those events to happen. And we're trying to protect their privacy in this whole thing and trying not to play it out in the media or on social media. And at the same time, we have the student privacy issues. This investigation belongs to the West Virginia State Police, and it is ongoing. It has not been closed yet. And so it's not ethical for us to release information regarding an investigation that is being conducted by a law enforcement agency. Since we were notified by law enforcement about this investigation, our priority has been on providing support to the students. And the state police had originally contacted us to get contact information for families that were impacted by the investigation. And so they gave us permission to reach out to those families at that specific point in time. So anybody that was impacted by this investigation that came up during the investigation, both the state police and the school district have had direct contact with, even face-to-face contact in some cases. And detailed communications have been directed to those families. So we have shared everything that we know as a school district that's been shared with us from the state police regarding the matter. Until the investigation is closed, we will continue to cooperate fully with the state police. And again, it's their investigation. So in our original statement, we told folks if they had questions about the investigation, that's where the questions needed to be directed. We can't reveal information that's been revealed to us. To let the board know, and I've kept the board members informed of the current status of the investigation and our communication efforts with the parents involved. I've also asked the lead investigator to meet with district leadership to debrief us on any steps that we can take to strengthen policies or expectations going forward. And they have agreed to do that at the conclusion of the investigation. The investigator has also committed to meeting with families directly affected by this matter, again, at the conclusion of the investigation, and will likely be present for that meeting. In addition, we're going to take a much broader look at the subject of professional boundaries. Hardly a week goes by that you don't see a story from some district, whether it's a public school, a private school, or a organization that works with children. Hardly a week goes by that you don't see some story of boundaries being crossed. So we want to take a much broader look at professional boundaries and review our current policies, procedures, training. And as we do that, I anticipate that we'll come to you with specific recommendations, and we'll bring those policies to you for your consideration and approval. And the intent, once those policies are in place, will be to communicate those expectations with not only our staff, but also with parents and students. So everybody's aware of what those boundary limits are. So again, our focus has been and primarily has been protecting student privacy. And then, of course, we're trying to support the affected students and families that have been impacted by this. And then we want to cooperate fully with law enforcement. And then the next step is looking at our policies to see what items can be strengthened up, not necessarily related to this case, but related to any type of boundary issue that could come up in the future, to make sure that we don't, to make sure that we've done everything on our part to ensure that nothing like that happens. So I know there was a story in the newspaper today about how it's been quiet from the state police and our side. And again, that quietness is due to those student privacy issues and trying to handle this directly with those families. So the board knows where we are with communications with the families, but I just wanted to share that publicly.
Thank you. Okay, new business consent items.
Could we make mention about the beautification project at Wayne High School?
Absolutely.
Uh, The town of Wayne was super helpful in this cleanup project and the beautification at Wayne High School we done about a week and a half ago. The town sent town workers there to assist in that. They worked down there for about 3 days. They was also down there again today, weed eating as soon as you come off the bridge, the right-hand side of the road where the old road used to come, and got that done. They furnished equipment, they furnished fuel, they furnished the excavator, a skid steer, and a dump truck, operators. They just really stepped up great, and it was an amazing difference that they provided. So I want to thank Mayor Ramey and his town workers for that. So,
Yeah. And at the same time, I think we want to thank AEP.
and AEP as well. They sent 6 or 8 men. There's a list of them on the Facebook page, both the high school and the Wayne County Schools. If you haven't caught it, there's some pictures added to it too. Todd came down and helped, and so it was a very successful project. So.
Yeah, AEP did it as part of their community service, one of their community service projects. So there was a lot of work that took place there. And Brian was surprised I knew how to run a weed eater.
He can burn one up now, I'm telling you.
Okay, we'll now go to new business consent action items. Number 1 is consider for approval recommended personnel matters, and I believe Todd has provided us with an updated recommended personnel matters. You should have a copy.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of information I need to fill in for you. Down at the bottom of page 1, I'm pulling up the info right now. The Power Line program at Spring Valley High School, that is going to be Jerry Leggett. It's JerryLegget is being hired for the Power Line program teacher at Spring Valley High School. And then we have a Larry Thompson who's being hired. He's actually going to work at both Tulsa and Wayne. So we'll just list him there under Tulsa. That is Larry Thompson. He's going to do some of the training that goes on there, and then they're still recruiting additional trainers to help with that. So I'll bring some more names to you in the at our next meeting.
Larry Thompson was a former AEP employee and a graduate of Wayne High School years ago. He's a very experienced lineman.
Is that Larry Thompson, class of 1973?
Had to be.
Yeah, know him well.
Good guy.
And the plan was with the Power Line program, we were going to do one course at each school. And Spring Valley High School had so many interested. I think they're offering 2 courses, and GMB offered to support those 2 classes. So our original agreement was for 1 class at each, but they've agreed to go ahead and support a 2nd class there at Spring Valley since the student interest is there.
When will this start? I mean, there's going to be enough time to do all the background checks and everything with school starting in a couple
Yeah,
of
we sent all that paperwork over to them about, and I'm glad you said that. So on both of these, I would mark that these are pending paperwork. And we had sent all that over, Mark, probably about a week and a half ago for that to be completed. So our teacher of record is ready to go. She'll be meeting with instructors beginning tomorrow. And then as the paperwork is finalized, they'll get started. So
Who's the teacher record?
Tara Crabtree. Yeah. And then up at the very top under resignations, there's a Sarah Perry, and her middle initial was included on the agenda because apparently we have others with a similar name or same name. On page 2, Victoria Macri was added as a music pre-K through 8 teacher at Fort Gay. Craig Priest was added as a math 6 through 8 teacher at Buffalo Middle. In addition to the items that are struck out there, the itinerant assistant principal at CK Elementary under employment that will be struck out. And the reason is because we're hiring them down under transfers. It was a transfer, not a new hire. Down at the bottom, Riley McGinnis has been selected as a halftime AP at Wayne High School. He's a current teacher there and teaches Spanish, so the other half of the day he will continue that Spanish role. Jeremy Bennett has been selected as the assistant principal, and that should say CK Elementary. The primary assignment there is CK Elementary. At the bottom of the page, Ryan Diamond is being recommended for transfer from Vincent Middle to CK Middle. And that's the only changes there.
Oh, I see.
Question, these new hires, are they certified in the subjects,
Yes.
music and math?
Yes, they're either certified or eligible for permit.
I probably should have read this at the start, but I'll go ahead now. The superintendent recommends approval of the following action items. We just went over what the changes were. And in considering this for approval, it can involve an executive session as provided in West Virginia Code Section 9-6A-4B2A. If anyone wants an executive session, they would need to make a motion to that effect.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
If anybody wants an executive session.
They
You gotta
would
make
have
a
to
motion.
To that effect. If a motion's not made, unless any other questions.
Motion to approve as revised.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No one's opposed. Passes 4-0. Next, item number 2 is consider for approval the purchase requisitions, orders, and quotes in excess of $5,000. Those are on pages 6 through 14 of the agenda. Do we have any changes in that, Todd?
No changes there. So page 6 is the Schoology. That's our online resource that all students use. Page 7 is cleaning the mechanics' uniforms and rugs. So these are annual purchases. We had some additional HVAC work done at Fort Gay pre-K through 8 by our crews, and there were supplies that were purchased for it. The West Virginia business products on page 9, that is the copiers that are purchased throughout the district, the ones that the central office pay for. Next page is Library World. That is a online program that our libraries and our schools use that comes through technology funds. We have the payment to Kanawha County Schools for our partnership and them providing virtual school services for us. Next up is the special education purchase order, the Unique Learning System. It's a program that our self-contained classrooms utilize.
That's the one to Everyway Hope.
Everyway Holdco. Our special ed classrooms, our 1% classrooms use those for instruction in their rooms. Page 14 is the PO that we talked about at the last meeting, the purchase of the lawnmower for Tulsa High School Ag Program, and Wade and Greg are here. I know there were some questions about that last time as far as the expense of that type of mower. I don't know who wants to address it, but why are those mowers so expensive?
So it's so the county now, Tulsa, has Bermuda like the other two high schools. First off, I'm Wade Cyrus. I'm the career launch advisor, athletic director, ag instructor, and I'm an assistant football coach. So with what me and Greg had talked about in the spring, I added an ag turf science class to my curriculum. And where I'm a career launch educator, I'm working with the 3 local golf courses to train a kid to eventually be an intern at one of these golf courses and potentially earn money there. So, Michael Atkins and his wife Cindy provided us with the Bermuda, and we needed a way to cut it. So we had to figure out a way, we got creative, and we can do this through CTE, keep the kids engaged. It'll be a continuing rolling educator for the kids. So long story short, the Bermuda needs a real mower. Spring Valley has one. Wayne has one that I think is currently broken down. A new one's around $70,000. Brad Dingus at Spring Valley gave me a number to where they got theirs. They bought it used for about $13,000. The guy didn't have one in our price range. He gave me 3 reputable dealers, and this guy gave us. We ended up with 3 quotes, and it's a Country Club Landscaping, and he had several mowers, but this one had the least amount of hours. It was 2 years older than the others, but the wear and tear and the maintenance program on this particular mower was above what the others were. This is about a $62,000 mower, currently brand new. It only has 2,876 hours. It's a diesel. It has all new front rollers, and the reels. It's a big deal to keep those reels sharp, and you don't do that maybe once a year or every other year. And these have just been sharpened, and with just using it on the football field, it may go 5 to 6 years without needing any type of maintenance program on it. And also, this one is a model that, so if you spill hydraulic fluid on Bermuda or any type of grass, it kills immediately. This one has an electric over hydraulic power system, and once you kick it in, the hydraulics stop, and it will run the reels and the blades through the electrical system. So you won't, if you blow a hydraulic line, there's no pumping of hydraulic fluid. You won't damage any of your grass. I know Wayne had a lot of problems with their old mower killing a lot of the grass. It's a 100-inch cut. Like I said, it's only got 2,876 hours. 2015 model. He couldn't. The video that he made of it, I could not get it to download. It was so large, and he wasn't the best savvy guy. But he FaceTimed me and checked the oil, started it, moved it, and it all seems to be in working order. And we did put on there for them to deliver it, but I will go get it if that makes everybody more comfortable and check it out personally before we load it up and exchange
Cash for it.
exchange the money.
Brian, you did some research on that, didn't you?
No, I didn't check on anything with it. Mark had mentioned if we had it checked out, and I agreed with him that that was a good idea. So it sounds like they have checked it out, and so I think it probably sounds like it's all right deal.
I like the idea. Wade want to look at it too before we,
Yeah, and
if it's okay with you. If it's
Where's it
okay with
located
you.
at?
High schools need it, and that
Absolutely.
sounds like a deal.
How many hours, is there any standard, hey, once you get beyond this many hours, they're
So-
shot?
So a lot of them, 10,000 hours. If you read up on them, 10,000 hours, they're kind of kicking them to the curb. 5,000 hours, they do a whole revamp on them. So that leaves us with roughly 2,200 hours to play with. We're not going to do that.
How long would it take? Is it going to take you to mow that field? I mean,
About an hour.
I was going to say with a 100-inch cut, it shouldn't take a long time. So
About an hour. So it should last us, I don't want to jinx it, but I would think it would last me my career. I have John Deere tractors that are, older than I am. So it's a good piece of equipment, I think, and if it's not good, I won't bring it back. You know?
We ought to be able to get 10 years out of it without
I
any
think-
problems,
I
don't you
so,
think?
yes. Yep. I think
From,
so.
from what you're saying.
Yep, I think so.
Where do they use that on golf courses? They use it on
Fairways.
greens,
Fairways.
fairways.
Fairways, yep.
And that's the, I think that was the last PO there. So any questions on any of those items?
Just make a motion.
I have a question on, just to make sure I'm clear, because I think I am, but Kim is in charge of the virtual school now?
Okay, Dennis has made a motion to approve.
Second.
Mark seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Okay, under new business, separate action items. Number one, discussion of negotiations of potential actions for the potential disposition of the Dunlow and Genoa Elementary School properties. The board may enter executive session pursuant to West Virginia Code Section 6-9A-4B9 to discuss matters relating to the possible sale of real property and may provide feedback and direction to the superintendent concerning the proposals and potential, I believe it's supposed to be negotiations.
Negotiations, yeah.
Not negations. No final action will be taken in executive session.
And if, I'm sure if the board prefers, we can have a discussion in an executive session about the latest offers.
You negotiate with them.
I make a motion.
Okay, Brian makes a motion for an executive session.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we will go into executive session.
Hey, Wade, is there somebody locally that can sharpen those reels on that?
Yep, so with going John Deere, we can take it to the John Deere dealer.
I'm gonna record it as 5:43 PM going in.
Okay, thank you.
And then if you don't mind, mute your mics.
Motion to return from executive session.
Go ahead and get your mics back on so we can get all this recorded. So Mark has just made a motion to return from executive session. Dennis, you seconded it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have returned from executive session. No final action or any votes were taken in executive session.
And it's 6:22 PM is the time I'll record coming out of executive session.
Okay, the board has had a discussion of negotiations, potential actions for the potential disposition of the Dunlow and Genoa Elementary School properties. As I just said, no final action was taken in executive session. We are now back in public session.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the proposed offers with the stipulation that the kitchen equipment be removed from both properties and sold at separate auction.
And the offers that we had were 60,000 and that's an informal offer from the county commission. Hasn't been officially approved yet, but an informal offer of 60,000 for the Genoa property. And the Cabway Lingo Appalachian Mission Incorporated had offered 10,000 with the kitchen equipment included for the Dunlow property. So Mark is motioning that we accept that 10,000, but not include the kitchen property.
Do separate auction with both kitchen properties.
And
That we don't use.
Yeah.
The county can't use.
and then we accept the 60,000 from the county commission for the Genoa property minus any loose equipment in the building that can be auctioned off.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Any second?
Is there any second? This point of order, is it even proper for the,
Yeah, you can second it.
okay, I will second it. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
No,
No opposed.
Okay, the motion fails, 2-2 vote.
I'd like to make a motion that we seek advice on auctioning the properties.
Okay, so a motion to
I'll second it.
proceed with plans for auctioning.
That'd be to authorize Mr. Alexander to, to contact people.
We'll collect information. If the motion passes, we'll collect the information, bring it back to you at your next meeting for approval of any type of contract or agreement to proceed with an auction.
Brian has made a motion. Is there a second?
I did.
Okay, Dennis, second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No.
No. That motion passes 3-1. And I assume we will take that up at our next board meeting in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay, item number 2, consider for approval contractors for HVAC services for the 2026-2027 school year.
Yeah, so we put out a request for proposal for HVAC services. We received 2 responses. Those responses were from Mason and Berry and DeBraw Kumpel as HVAC contractors. I had included those in your separate attachments as far as what their proposals were. Mason and Berry has the cheapest rates for the HVAC work, but we do need DeBraw. They do some specialty work that is needed in the district that Mason and Berry doesn't perform, specifically Mitsubishi units that are down at Crum Pre-K through 8. And so I'm recommending to the board that we approve both proposals and approve them both as HVAC contractors for the years.
And those proposals, that was set forth in the separate attachment item, pages 1 through 24, is that correct?
Correct.
Are these the same units that's in Wayne High School?
It's all HVAC work across the district. It's not,
So it's not just those,
yeah, it's maintenance and repair.
okay.
Okay, do we have a motion?
I'll make it.
Okay, Dennis has made the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Brian has seconded. Any further discussion?
Who is the other company that bid on this, and what was the difference in their bids?
I think if I remember correctly, the Mason and Berry's rates were $100 per hour for their technicians, and DeBraw's was like $140, $140 or $160 per hour for their technicians. So Mason and Berry was consistently lower on services and the cost of services. They were lower across the board.
So do we currently have them under contract now?
We have used both for the work conducted in the district. So what we wanted to do is to make sure that we were getting the best pricing. So what's happened traditionally is when these construction projects occur, just like this new Buffalo project, the contractors that are responsible, they hire somebody to do the controls for the units. And usually that's Mason and Berry. So Mason and Berry has historically for decades had Wayne County's business. And so we pretty much used them for everything. We brought DeBraw in when we were having problems down at Crum, and Mason and Berry couldn't address those issues. So they've helped us out with some of the work that goes on.
So
But-
the thing with DeBraw, that's a separate contract,
It's two separate contracts. It's
two different prices.
two different prices. And so the bulk of the work would go to Mason and Berry, and then anything that we felt like we needed to bring DeBraw in on, we would bring them in on.
Was there any kind of contingency on there? Is it like how faster they are to respond since this is for repair
Yes.
work?
Yeah, that's all laid out in the proposals.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3 in new business, consider for approval elevator maintenance services for the 2026-2027 school year. That is also part of the separate attachment. It's on pages 25 through 33.
We also received 2 offers for the elevator maintenance services. One offer was from Otis, who is has previously served as our provider. The second offer is from Elevated, and I'm recommending to the board that we accept the offer from Elevated to do our elevator maintenance services. It was several $1,000s cheaper than the annual cost of the Otis contract, and their Elevated comes recommended. They do some work for the county commission, and
So you checked them out.
They do inspections as well. That they will take care of the inspections.
yeah, there's some of the things that have to be inspected from outside sources, but it's all spelled out in their proposal what they'll take care of. It's the annual service is $10,800 per year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mark made a motion to approve. Brian seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No one is opposed. The motion carries 4-0. Item number 4, consider for approval local course offering and standards for high school power lineman course.
So that's on pages 15 and 16. So we went through the process of approving the agreement with GMB, and working to get this lineman course set up. One of the things that we have to do is the board has to officially approve it as a local course offering with the standards so we can provide those to the State Department of Education.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Dennis makes a motion to approve. Brian seconds. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No one opposed. The motion carries 4-0. Item number 5, consider for approval agreement between the Wayne County Board of Education and Marshall University for use of the Henderson Center pool.
This is for the swim team at Spring Valley. This is an annual agreement.
And that's part of our separate attachment, and it's pages 34 through 38.
Motion.
Dennis makes a motion to approve.
Second.
Brian seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No one is opposed. Motion carries 4-0. Item number 6, consider for approval, I've got approval on there twice, looks like, independent contractor agreement for speech language therapy services.
Crystal Islandfeld. Sorry, didn't mean.
I would ask you to go ahead and do it because you know the names better, please.
I think they're all, Crystal Islandfeld, Cynthia Swally, Jennifer Butler, Carly Fisher, Mary Lewis, and Christy Markham. And again, these are services that are provided for students that need speech and language services through their IEPs.
Motion to approve.
Mark makes the motion to approve.
Second. Dennis.
Brian seconded.
Ron seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No one opposed. The motion carries 4-0. Item number 7, consider for approval memorandum of understanding between the Wayne County Board of Education and Mountain State Educational Services Cooperative for a sign language interpreter at a cost of $58,216 for the 2026-2027 school year, and that's at pages 17 through 20 of our agenda.
And again, this is meeting IEP needs, and we've tried to fill the positions and have been unable to fill the positions locally.
Motion.
Okay, Dennis made the motion.
Second.
Brian seconded. Brian, go ahead. You had a question?
Yeah, so like the 58,000, is that like for how many hours or what, how's that work? What's the,
It covers salaries, benefits. It's basically a 200-day contract.
okay, so it's a full-time job
Yeah.
basically?
Yeah.
And what are the requirements for that job?
They have to be certified in I don't know the official terms for it, but they have to have been through those courses and hold the valid certificates to be able to provide that for students
How many students do we have? Just curious.
that are receiving those services. Is very few.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You know,
Usually these are one-on-one positions.
Right,
Usually if
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
needs the service, one employee's with them throughout the day.
I'm just curious. I didn't know how.
Yeah.
What the,
any other questions, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No one is opposed. The motion carries 4-0. Item number 8, consider for approval memorandum of understanding between the Wayne County Board of Education and Mountain State Educational Services Cooperative for a substitute speech language pathologist at a cost of $63.53 per hour for the 2026-2027 school year. And I believe is that at pages 21, 24 of our agenda.
Yes.
Motion to approve.
Mark makes a motion to approve.
Second.
Dennis seconds. Is there any discussion regarding this proposal? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No one is opposed. It passes 4-0. We do have an addendum. We can pass that out to us.
I would have forgot. Thank you. This is an out-of-state travel request. So Wayne County Schools is selected for the Educator Network. We're the regional representative for the Educator Network. So for this region of the state, our people lead efforts in supporting other counties throughout the region. And as part of that, the State Department of Education is asking that we have representatives from our team attend this specific conference in Dallas, Texas. And they have provided grant funding to the district for the cost for the trip. The reason we did it as an addendum is because airlines have to be booked and all that. So they were wanting to do that soon. So I wanted to get it approved.
Question.
Sure.
Is that teachers, are teachers or principals? Who is that?
It is master teachers, it is administrators and district administrators. So it's part of our,
Will the grant pay for their substitutes while they're out for that week?
I can check. I doubt it. I think it pays for all the travel, hotels, things like that. I don't think it pays for the substitutes.
How much is the grant, do you know?
I think it's pretty much designed to cover the expenses for the trip.
I made a motion.
Second.
Okay, Dennis made a motion to approve. Brian seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No one is opposed. The motion carries 4-0. Todd, I do have a question for you.
Okay.
We approved earlier the memorandum of understanding. I think we had you read off. This would be up in item 6. We did cover the separate attachment. I forgot to bring this up. I did notice that in the copy there are 2 different signature pages for one of the employees, is pages 43 and 44.
Okay.
I don't really care which, but we should only have
One.
one signature page. They look.
Okay. I got you.
Okay. It's something I meant to bring up earlier and forgot. That's all I had on that. We've already voted to approve them.
Okay.
Before we adjourn, I got one thing here. Just a tidbit. Last Tuesday, I attended the Educational Alliance in Morgantown. Robert Crawford was the he's the director on that, and it's something that Christy Booten usually attends. And she knew well ahead of time that she wasn't going to be able to go. So she asked me if I would go and represent Wayne County on that. And I was the only board member in the state there. All 55 counties wasn't represented, but it pertained to business partnerships and internships, which we have already done an amazing job. And they spoke very highly of Christy and the work that she'd been doing. So anyway, it was a very educational thing. I mean, I learned a great deal about it. It was very, very worthwhile going to. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. So I was very impressed with the program, and that they broke us up into groups to where you could, talk to each other and feed off of what other people are doing and everything like that. And I didn't realize that the magnitude of what was going on and what was available. So it was very worthwhile. So.
Anyone else?
Just one thing I'll mention as a potential item or something that'll be coming up on your next agenda is pre-K contracts for pre-K services. I know we have Southwestern's contract ready to go, and we are working on Playmates contract, so that should be on the next agenda. Then obviously we'll have some information about auction services as well.
I'll remind the members of the board that Ms. Jackson is no longer a board member.
Do what?
I'm just reminding everybody, Johnita is no longer a board member.
Motion to adjourn.
She still answers emails though.
Have a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries 4-0. I've got, it looks like.
I know
6:42.
6:42.
Telling you what, the past 2 weeks has been.
See,
Hey, Dennis, Dennis jumping